Alright. Alright, so once again I'm live. And just coming back to just fill out some things. Damn, thanks, Gavin. Actually, dang, I'm on my shit right now. Alright. So that's Michael Bloomberg been donated 600 million to 4 historically black medical schools. It's very interesting. Very interesting. Um, I want to know what they're giving the money for. It's very interesting they're giving him money. They're giving four HBCs, 175 to two of them. I think 75 million to the other two. So it's kind of crazy. But they want to try that kind of money to it. I mean, that's what they want to do. So it is what it is. Yeah, we're supposed to get with it. Yeah. Michael Bloomberg donated circa 600 million to 4 historically black medical schools. So that's very interesting. They would do that, but it shows you how things go. All right, let me go to this next article. Mixed race voters say Donald Trump's attacks on Kamala Harris' race are painfully familiar. That's interesting. Why is it familiar? Well, when you go read the article, so let's check up this woman, Bria Badeau. All right.
Yo.
What's going on?
Jim, what's good with you, man? What you up to, man?
Looking up this thing. First of all, the first article I put up was Michael Bloomberg donating $600 million to 4 HBCU.
So that means that they got to do something for that, right?
Yeah, probably next scamdemic. Yeah,
Right. That's what that means.
Almost Howard University, I know that. So that's one thing. All right. So this article right here is about Miss Harris. Mixed race voters say Trump's attacks on hers are using her blackness are painfully familiar. So what they're saying is that these attacks that he putting on hers are painful. Now Bria Badeau, who is of African American and Trinidad descent, said she had mixed feelings about hers and was hesitant to give her full support again. She says she doesn't support hers criminal justice policies as a district attorney, and she doesn't think President Joe Biden is doing enough to support Gaza. But she said Trump's rhetoric helped to change her perspective. All right, now look this up. So I said, who are these people they talking to? You know what I'm saying, Frank? Who are these people they talking to, right? So I went and looked up Bria Badeau, right? I said, who is this lady? Well, one thing, she's from D.C. She was a cashier at Starbucks. But she's also a comedian.
I ain't gonna front.
You hear me?
Yeah.
So I went to her page and say she's a comedian and a performer on OnlyFans. Look, you see that? Now you might can't see it. Look, Frank.
No, but let me check this out. There we go.
Okay. She's a comedian, and her article right here is mixed race voters say Donald Trump's attacks on Kamala Harris are particularly painful. So I just went and looked up her article. Like, okay, who is this lady? But I had no idea that I thought, she was like a political person. She's a DC comedian.
See, we be taking they be taking what these people say too seriously. You know what I mean? Like their opinions matter too much. That shit, she don't have nothing to do with politics. You know?
I just say I can look it up. All right. All right, so that's her, right? I want people to know who these people are in these articles. Because they tell you to interview these people, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, this other one says almost like people are talking about her as two separate women. Dahana she Throat, assistant professor at Mississippi State University who studies race, feminism, and systematic oppression, told NBC News when Harris was campaigning with Biden in 2020. Yeah, Kamala Harris is a black woman and who's a South Asian. She's not two separate people. All right. Well, look up her. What's this girl name? Ta-Nehisi. All right. She is in the Department of English at Mississippi State University. She studies Asian American studies, post-colonial studies, digital humanities broadly. She examines how colonial and racial ideology shape the technology and imagination, building technical infrastructures, platforms, and policy. So, what I'm saying, once again, go find out who these people are when you read these articles. And the last one is a woman named Emily Goran, 33 years old, of Los Angeles. Emily Gruline. Notice these names, Frank, don't sound like American names. All right, she's a, huh?
Yeah, no, they don't.
I'm trying to find out who she is. She is look like she a makeup artist or something, man. I don't know who this girl is. I'm supposed to be, she a doctor, occupational therapist.
Mm.
I can't tell what the hell she is, though. I guess that's her mama. I'm not sure. But I know she out of California. So I happened to see that. So I said, you know what? Let's dig more into this chameleon chick. You know what I'm saying, man?
Familiar? Chameleon?
Yeah.
You talking about Kabama? That's what you're talking about, Kabama?
Yeah. She just who Chief Moore's calling an emergency meeting on monkeypox in Africa. So here we go at that again. Hopewell High School student died at football practice. Funny, I just DJ'd over there 2 weeks ago across the street from the school. He died at football practice, 15 years old.
Mm.
Over 2,400 patients have been exposed to HIV, hepatitis infection in Oregon hospitals. We got a state of emergency in Virginia. Talking about could get 4 to 5 inches of rain from Hurricane Debbie. All right, here's your man. The man of the hour today, Frank. Tom Walsh, the governor of Minnesota. He helped turn Minnesota into an LGBTQ refuge, signing laws that shield access to gender affirming care, ban conversion therapy, and make it, well, I didn't want to hear you. Oh, damn, he was the governor of Maryland. He emerged as the top contender of Americans. Okay. As a matter of fact, Kamala Harris done that too. He was a social studies teacher, so I mean, for the teachers unions. He got rid of repeal, don't ask, don't tell, advocated for it, actually. He also let Black Lives Matter wreck the town when he was in town. I mean, as governor. So this guy's could be a problem, Frank.
It could be. You gotta ask yourself why. You gotta ask yourself why she picked him. You know.
Well, she picked him because the Jewish guy that she was gonna. The other people were saying, no, this guy, you ain't getting nobody supporting Israel. So.
Oh, the other guy didn't support Israel?
No, he supported Israel, but it was like a protest behind it because he was the one who told them people you can't be on them college campuses protesting. All right. So I'm gonna get back to this guy in a minute. Gotta talk about the big elephant in the room that happened yesterday while everybody was just, hanging out, Frank. This happened yesterday. Let's see if I can find this on. I want a good explanation on this. But the stock market crashed yesterday.
It did?
Yeah, it crashed yesterday, kind of bad. Yeah. Which I told you it was.
You did say that.
I told you it was crashing. I told you you got all these jobs leaving, but the stock market was at 41,000. It's no way.
You did say that you said that like 3 weeks ago, a month ago, didn't you?
I said, there's no way. How's the stock market that high?
How's the stock market that high and then what?
Okay. Here we go.
Break it down again.
It can't be that high if you got all them jobs leaving.
You said all them jobs what missing?
Leaving.
Oh, leaving. Oh, right. Well, you talking about the corporation, the big, yeah. Just like how you talking about, like, for example, how Chevron's leaving California, like shit like that or what?
Yep. All right, here we go. Here goes some explanations here. I'm going to show you this right quick. I'm going to let them break it down a little bit on here because people need to know what really just happened with the stock market because a lot of things will go down here.
All right, let's talk about this Black Monday, as it's being called right now, getting close to the market close here. The Dow tumbling 1,000 points. S&P 500, worst day since 2022. This global market sell-off right now. It's likely we are entering this World War III moment in full swing. Massive drop in stock markets around the world. Iran announcing it's about to attack Israel, which could come at any moment. So we're monitoring that. Japan's stock market is the most affected with a drop of about 10%. So Japan imploding. We'll talk more about Japan in a second, how this is so tied to the U.S. dollar. You want to pay attention to this. Turkish stock market plunging by 7%. Taiwan's stock market also had worst day in 57 years. In Taiwan, NASDAQ plummeting also. Here's how Fox Business reported this breaking recession fears. Watch.
History in the making.
What some would call history in the making. Don't say that.
We have never been down 1,000 points ever, not even intraday on the NASDAQ.
Is that true?
That is true.
Okay. Down 6% right from the get-go. This is heavy big tech. Here we go. Look at them go down. Microsoft is down $20. That's 5%. Alphabet, 5%. Meta, 6%. Amazon, 6%. Apple, 9% down. Let's pull out Apple. This is interesting. A question.
Yeah, guys, and also think about the banks, right? As this is all rigged, they've told us that they don't have enough money to cover the losses.
Yes.
Right. We know this from the FDIC, right?
Yeah.
The Federal Deposit Insurance Commission, right? We know that they don't have the money in the banks. So you want to go get cash out of your bank? Good luck. They will tell you to come back. So I've seen a couple of our friends online today saying, get your money out of the banks. Mm-hmm. Well, good luck with that, because you're not going to be able to get it. You're not going to be able to get your money out of the banks. And the money, if they do use your money, will be to bail in themselves because of this disaster that we're sitting on right now. Not a bailout. They will be bailing in using your money, which they approved. The government signed a law allowing them to bail in your money to get them out of this quagmire right now. So, I mean, think about that. You've got money in the bank, your hard-earned dollars sitting there, and you think, oh, this is protected by the Federal Deposit Insurance Commission. Great. It's not. Even if they tell you it's protected up to $250,000 for your deposits, where do they have all of that money? They don't. They don't have that money to cover those debts.
No, it's less than 4% of the money in our economy exists in paper form.
Right.
We've known this. We've been talking about this for years now.
Well, we've been warning for months that this was coming, this specific moment was coming, and here we are. Welcome to Black Monday, the largest market crash since COVID lockdowns. Of course, sets the markets into massive sell-off. We are sitting on a precipice of a global financial meltdown right now. And of course, this is all coming right before the 2024 election. It's shocking, I know. They want to control the money system. They want to control the financial system. What better way to do that than to lock everything down, keep you from like pulling your money out of the financial system. So, here's the front page of the Wall Street Journal just a few minutes ago. Dow sinks 700 points. Global sell-off intensifies. There are a couple of big parts of the story. Employment, the U.S. dollar, commercial real estate loans all coming due. No one wants to refinance these commercial real estate loans right now into higher interest rates. They've had these 5-year adjustable mortgages. And so that's why all of these office buildings are mostly empty. They're like, well, okay, 40% of our office space is now empty. Are we going to refinance an office building that no one's coming to into a higher interest rate? Again, we've been warning about this for months, and now many of these are coming due right now. Panic also setting in for Japan. Did you want to say something?
Well, I mean, let's just think about the lies that we're told about Wall Street when we're watching American football games and things like that. And we say, invest in Fidelity, max out your 401k, max out your IRA. So the people who have followed that advice have seen the rug slip out from under them now on a regular basis. Now, it used to be that economists would say, well, put your money in the market, in the financial market, and it's not timing the market, it's time in the market, but we'll see a major market correction every 10 years. That's what we've been told to expect. Well, now we're seeing them every 5 years. And again, economists who are honest have been warning about this. One of my favorite is Harry Dent, who says we're no longer on a 10-year dump cycle, which it takes 10 years to recover what you lose in those crashes. So
Right.
Anyone who has been partnering with the government to invest in the stock market continues to lose, but they keep pushing this crap at you. Again, every time there's an Olympics or a Super Bowl, they max out all that money to tell you to partner with the government to invest in the stock market, and you just keep taking it up the butt if you do that now on a more regular basis.
Right. And the Harry Dent's point is great because everyone's like, oh, well, yeah, all my 401k recovered after 10 years of a recession.
But
After
that
10
means
years.
you didn't gain anything.
Yeah. So in 10 years, you mean you just like had your money sitting waiting for it to carve back? That's 10 years of wasted time.
But you cannot do that if we are going to be on an every 5-year recession, every 5-year stock market crash. And again, why do we do that? Because of government perversion, because we print more money than we use more money than we have. So we print it. And we also invest heavily in foreign wars instead of our domestic production. That's literally it. It's honest and it's true. And nobody will say that other than a few economists who are honest who will get made fun of.
Almost no one will talk about that, like where this money is going to fight foreign wars right now. They won't talk about the root cause. They're also not talking about what's happening in Japan. And Japan, of course, over the last 24 hours, they've seen their worst decline since 1987. As we reported on this show a few months ago, Japan were sort of bullied into buying up a lot of U.S. debt. They were going to unload a lot of U.S. treasuries. And Jerome Powell, the Fed, basically said, please don't do that. Please don't do that. We'll give you, we'll give you support in other ways, but please don't dump U.S. Treasuries. It'll really send things into a free fall. Well, guess what? Japan right now is in a world of hurt. They are the largest holder of U.S. Treasuries. They wanted to start dumping U.S. debt last year, but of course, Powell went in and said, don't do it, don't now. And now Japan raising interest rates. Every other country slashing interest rates. They're raising interest rates because the yen is circling the toilet. So they needed to do something. Well, guess what? When you raise interest rates to help the yen, that hurts the US dollar. See how this works? So we're going to get more. We're going to talk more about Japan later in this week. I'm working on a full report right now about Asia because that is really a major piece of this story. But since at least 2023, speculators borrowed money in Japan at near zero interest rates. And
What's up, Shaq?
Yo, it's Kickback. What's the word?
Shaq, what up, man?
What the
What's up with him, Frank?
Just holding it down over here. My uncle over here chilling and shit. You know what up?
Yeah, me too. Kickback,
The
man.
first-
Drinking me a little high life. I'm
You know,
talking about.
I'm drinking a little.
Yeah.
I'm drinking a little Coors Light. I'm making Coors right now.
Got to get that champagne, baby.
Well-
Champagne and beer, baby. At high life.
Well, look. Well, let me bring this up.
Uh-huh.
The first thing I brought up, Shaq, when you weren't here, was Michael Bloomberg. They donated $600 million to HBCUs. That's the first thing. I
Okay.
brought up the governor of Minnesota. Minnesota is what you call an LGBTQ refuge state. So if you need to get a transgender surgery, go to Minnesota. That's a refuge, like a LGBTQ sanctuary. That's why they picked him. Now we're talking about the stock market crash, which happened yesterday. So, it's what it is.
then they converted their borrowed yen into
Go ahead.
US dollars. And that's not going to work. That's a recipe for disaster. It's like robbing Peter to pay Paul, right? Was it robbing Peter to pay Paul? Something like that. So this has driven the yen into the toilet, a total disaster. Now something happened which triggered overnight the Sam Rule recession indicator. So everyone wants to start, are we in a recession? The Biden administration changed the definition of what a recession is, and they even locked the Wikipedia page about recession, so you can't go in and make edits. Isn't that amazing? Like the Biden administration is like, you know what? Okay, we're in a recession. You know what? We'll just change the definition of recession, and then we'll have our powers that be lock the Wikipedia page so no one can actually make edits to the Wikipedia page. I love it. Anyway, the SAM rule, recession indicator. You want to talk about this? This is really fascinating because we had it in the newsletter this morning. A lot of people don't know what this is, but I think to our audience, it is maybe to the layperson, it's a really important indicator.
So it's when a 3-month average drops by 0.5%. So unemployment right now, the 3-month average is, 4.1%. At this time last year, it was in the 3.5% range. So when unemployment drops by at least 0.5 percentage point from the previous time last year, that is an indicator since the 1970s that has been an indicator of a coming recession, if not depression. Now, something that, again, we like to platform economists who are honest about this. I can mention a few: Harry Dent, Carol Roth, Peter St. Onge. One thing that Peter St. Onge said just this morning is that only normies don't think we've been in a recession. Regular people who live in the real world understand that we felt like we've been in depression for months and months. It's just normies in the media who pretend this is brand new information, just to quote Phoebe from Friends. That is brand new information.
Just like figuring out Biden has dementia. What?
Yeah.
We had to wait for a CNN debate to learn this information?
Yeah.
You didn't know that Biden had.
So that's the underlying story. I ain't got to play all, but that just show you the stock market. Then hit the fan. So they go show you what's going on. Pretty sure they don't want to talk about this. What do you think about this, Frank? Frank.
Hold on for one minute. Hold on.
All right. Chak, what do you think?
I have no clue, bro. They speaking gibberish to me. I never know how the
Well,
stock market moves, man. So niggas say shit in public.
well,
Billionaires say shit in
let me
public, and
bring
shit either go up or go down.
well, let's bring this up. Only thing I'm gonna say is I told y'all weeks ago that there's no way the stock market's at 41,000, the highest ever been with the economy, with Intel laying off 15,000 people, and all these companies laying off and businesses closing. So that means the stock market is not really a deal for the regular everyday person. It's for billionaires and investors and things like that. It's not for everybody.
It's true. Go ahead.
And it's a gamble.
That's a scam.
As a matter of fact,
it's a scam.
Where it's a gamble, okay. Well, the crypto market that even went down yesterday, which I mean you knew that was gonna happen, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, my bad, y'all. So okay, I mean, like you were just saying, man, it's just like you can't have numbers like that in businesses and stuff like that, unemployment and businesses folding and stuff like that, and expect that this economy is okay. You know, look at how many. I mean, 99 cent store. I mean, Rite Aid. Look how many buildings, how many things folded, man. You know,
Red Lobster.
Oh damn, Red Lobster.
Big Lots talking about closing too.
Oh wow.
A lot of the big
man, that's one of my favorite stores, Big Lot.
Oh damn.
I got my lemon snaps, man.
Oh, you get that big? Yeah. Oh.
Huh?
Oh shit! I thought you were talking about some home appliances, man.
Oh, you talking about like the furniture they got?
Yeah, they
got some decent furniture in there.
Yeah, well they doing bad right now.
Man, everybody doing bad, man. You got online shopping, bro. Like everybody doing. I mean, you know.
Good point. Good.
Yeah, you get a better deal online.
That's what people were saying. Yeah. But let me play this right quick. We got to talk about some health stuff right quick.
The Portland area may have been exposed to possible infectious diseases, including hepatitis B and C and HIV. Health officials now alerting patients possibly infected. Multiple hospitals blamed it on a doctor's alleged malpractice. Good evening. Thanks for joining us for KT News at 11. I'm Deborah Knapp. The doctor was not directly employed by the Providence or Legacy hospitals where the incident took place, allegedly. He was contracted with the Oregon Anesthesiology Group. Tonight, K2's on your side with what they say is being done in response. Victor Park joins us live from Gresham with details tonight. Victor?
The anesthesiologist work at several hospitals across our area, including Legacy Mount Hood Medical Center here in Gresham behind me. But tonight, many patients are being asked to take a blood test. Nearly 2,500 patients may have been exposed to serious infectious diseases, including hepatitis B and C and HIV. Providence estimates 2,200 patients from its Willamette Falls campus in Oregon City and 2 patients at Providence Portland may be impacted. The doctor worked at Providence hospitals from 2017 to 2023 when he then began working for 6 months at Legacy Mount Hood Medical Center in Gresham. Now, Legacy confirms they are sending letters to more than 200 patients who may have been affected. Legacy said in part, upon learning of this situation, they immediately suspended the provider and launched a comprehensive investigation in accordance with regulations with their policies and procedures. Providence said in part, out of an abundance of caution, they are encouraging these patients to get a blood test to screen for the aforementioned infections at no cost. If a patient tests positive, Providence will reach out to discuss their test results and next steps. It goes on to say patient safety is their #1 priority, and their patients have their full commitment to a thorough review of this issue and appropriate action. Now, this doctor was contracted through the Oregon Anesthesiology Group, which issued this statement to K2, which reads in part, "The safety of our patients is our top priority. When we learned that this physician had violated infection control practices, we suspended him, informed our partners Legacy Health and Providence, and then began an investigation that resulted in the physician's termination. Even though the risk of infection was low, new protocols and procedures have been put in place to prevent similar incidents in the future." The doctor has not been identified. Meanwhile, Providence also says the patients are at low risk of exposure. And a couple of other points here to make. So far, there has not been any reports of any illness resulting from this protocol breach.
See, I don't like
the
this double
anesthesiology
speak shit,
group
bro.
is not saying
Either it
how
is or
they
it
found
isn't.
out about the problem. The
Right,
Oregon
right.
Health Authority is
All
not
this damn
saying if
double
the
speak,
doctor
bro.
is still has his medical license.
You're right, Shaq. That's a lot of double speaking. Either it is or it ain't, Shaq. You're right. What do you think about this, Shaq? I mean, all this HIV, hepatitis B, they say they're going to give about 200 people a test and all this other stuff. I mean, what's all that, man? Why you don't test everybody? You say 2,400 people. That's a lot. What you going to leave? The other two?
Well, they went from
What you gonna leave?
2,500. They went from 3,000.
Mm-hmm.
What we doing? What we doing?
Hey, man. He's just telling you they don't give a fuck about you. That's what that means. That's what he's telling me.
Well, I'm saying if this dude is found guilty of being, appropriate of this, I think he should get the death penalty.
You got a point there, brother. Now, let's turn to something that's going on in the hospital that could be affecting these people. We talked about it earlier. Shaq, this is called chemical annihilation, brother.
From brief to build. Discover dozens of AI tools on Wix Studio, the platform for agencies and enterprises.
5G cell phone towers are slowly popping up around Kern County, but it's leaving some people who live here worried about their health.
And 17's Karen Waugh has traveled around the county trying to find out if you should actually be concerned.
From the mountains of Tehachapi to the edge of the Mojave Desert, the fear of impending 5G cell towers is spreading among small Kern County communities. Some believe it's a question of life or death. So the question is, how big of a health concern does 5G actually pose? And are companies putting the lives of residents at risk just for faster wireless service? We're starting our investigation in Boron. Population 2,300. It's a desert town on the southeast corner of Kern County.
It's not the big city. We don't have the stresses, the crime rate. We don't have the gangs. We don't have... It's a nice place to raise your kids.
Earlier this month, a Verizon 5G cell tower was put up about 1,000 feet from the high school.
Everybody's kids either have gone to the school, go to the school, or play football in our community.
So what is 5G?
Right now, if you were to download a 2-hour movie, it would take maybe a few minutes. With the 5G technology in place, it'd be less than 20 seconds.
What do you say to those people who say, we don't need 5G, 4G is enough?
The future's here. It's not only for our viewing pleasure in movies and things like that, but we start thinking about other technologies like autonomous driving.
In short, 5G has 100 times the capacity as 4G, explains Nick Points, an expert in wireless technology at ARC in Bakersfield.
As far as I'm concerned, that's why we don't live in the big city. So we don't need that.
The Littlefields fear the high school's proximity to the cell tower could increase the risk of cancer for kids in the community, including their 7-year-old Jacob.
There's other locations that you can put those towers.
They could have put it, where there's nobody.
Or put it up higher.
Some may call their concerns extremist, but the Littlefields are not alone.
One here at the equestrian.
In April, AT&T proposed 7 cell towers in Tehachapi.
So This is our backyard view. I mean, we have
One would stand about 100 feet from the Bentley's window in Bear Valley Springs. Dozens of residents have teamed up in opposition.
There's just not a lot of research out there to be able to say that this is safe, not only today, but down the road. And I think there's a great deal of concern about that.
From advocating, from forming this group, what is your ideal outcome? What do you hope happens?
We have almost 1,000 signatures from our community asking that these towers be stopped at this point.
So where does the fear of 5G come from? The research is conflicting. Some studies raise alarm around 5G.
This is from the Environmental Health Trust. The effects include cancer risks.
And some reports say wireless towers are harmless. In 2018, research by the American Cancer Society noted some people have expressed concern that living, working, or going to school near a cell tower might increase the risk of cancer or other health problems. At this time, there is very little evidence to support this idea. But in 2014, the World Health Organization noted cell phone use has been widespread for only a couple decades, not long enough for studies to conclude whether it could be linked to cancer. A recent investigation by the New York Times traces the fear of 5G back to Russian propaganda. Russia Today, or RT America, is a news show linked to inciting warnings.
RT America came out saying that
Hey, Shaq, it's Russian propaganda. Conspiracy theories. Wherever you say you're not correct.
Propaganda, hey, man. I mean, y'all see. I see where this is going, man. This is going.
Shaq, are you a conspiracy theorist?
Huh? A conspiracy theory?
Frank, you a conspiracy theorist? That's what they say. They say they don't have enough evidence. Cell phone use ain't been used that much in that long. So there's not a study enough to tell is it could cause cancer or other things. That's what they say.
Shit. Man, we've been using cell phones for like 20 years already. They're full of shit. That's more than enough time. Right? I mean, all conspiracy is two people getting together and, contriving on something.
Well, they say you're getting it from Russian propaganda.
What the fuck does Russia got to do with any of this shit? How come it's always? Why is it always Russia? Why is it always? Why is it always that state? I mean, that country.
They hate.
Why can't it be Chinese propaganda? Why can't it be?
Nah.
You know what I'm saying?
If you're trying to go to war with a country, all you gotta do is say, "Hey, I'm trying to go to war with you. I'm making some shit up."
Right. It's facts.
Factory fact.
Why is it?
The Polo factory.
That 5G is causing its harmful, cause birth defects, brain tumors, cancer, and from the other side of it, there's experts saying that no, that's absolutely false.
In Russia, 5G cell towers are widespread.
As other countries, go into 5G, it's just going to open up medical advancements. It's going to open up, like autonomous driving, the Internet of Things. So I think there's a race to causing distraction on one side so someone else can get a leg up on the other.
Research has also stated the higher frequencies of 5G are actually less harmful, less likely to penetrate through the skin and brain. But the little fields are still hesitant.
Radiation is never going to be safe. Not even a little bit is okay, or is it safe?
Besides health concerns, the Bear Valley Springs group is worried about aesthetics.
It's hard to imagine that a home that we've built that has a view out our backyard, potentially looking at a 70-foot tower, hard to imagine that will not make it both difficult if we should decide to sell our property, and it will impact the value of this property.
California recently has been faced with the conflict of advancing to 5G or maintaining beauty standards. In January, in a lawsuit between T-Mobile and San Francisco, the state Supreme Court ruled that local governments can limit or even ban wireless towers for aesthetic purposes.
My concern is that they're moving too quickly on this whole project. There are a lot of questions and they haven't been answered.
Until more research is done, there will be both sides of the argument. Some who continue to fear for their health and some who believe the fear is irrational. But for now, I'm Karen Hua in Bear Valley Springs, 17 News.
5G.
All right, Shaq. Look like they say you talking conspiracy, brother. I think you're right, but well, I know you're right, but they say you talking conspiracy, man.
Yeah, I have no problem with that.
Hey, I mean, hey, look.
It's a war. They were waging war against us on all fronts, man. What, the food, the towers, radiation, you know what I'm saying? The economics, they're giving all this money to Ukraine and Russia and all this bullshit. See, that lets you know that this was all planned too, because you see what I'm saying? They're giving this money to Israel all this time, you know what I'm saying, all those months before all this, and now all of a sudden they get into it, them and Iran are getting into it now. Like, you don't think that this is all staged? You don't think that they all knew all this stuff was happening? All this was going to happen? And they're talking about how Hamas people in Iran. I didn't know Iran. So why wasn't Iran back in Gaza the whole time then? Because there was Hamas leaders in Iran. Did anybody answer me that question?
You know the deal, man.
Does that make sense what I just said? Does that make sense?
Yeah, but look, it don't make sense. It do make sense. What you say, it don't make sense what they saying.
What they say.
Now, I'm gonna play this. I was very disturbed yesterday when I was out and I saw this. Not trying to be funny. They might be trying to raise awareness, but what is a motorcycle ride going to do? You answer the question after I'm done. I ain't got it.
You see what I asked that last night? Support for what you're gonna do?
Yeah. What's gonna do?
Make sure you show the other one, not the motorcycle ride. Use another one you showed. You showed me the other day. I didn't get to post it.
I'm getting to it. Now.
It was something else. What was it? It was not a car wash. It was something else. But you showed me about that.
I'm about to play it right now for you.
I forgot.
I'm playing it right now. You good?
Sonia Massey's family, they rallied in front of the Chicago Police headquarters this afternoon. Our Noel Brennan spoke to one man who's turned his grief into years now of activism.
They shout her name and her story.
Sonia died in her kitchen and nobody tried to help her. That could have been your mother, your grandmother, your sister, your auntie, right?
Activists and families of Black men and women killed by police hold a rally outside Chicago Police headquarters.
We have to have people stop dying.
Selwyn Jones, South Dakota, to support Sonia Massey's family.
Sonia Massey, God bless you.
Because he can relate.
I'm the uncle of the late George Floyd.
His nephew died under the knee of a Minneapolis police officer, and Jones has been on the road ever since.
Why is he not showing
May 26th of 2020.
How we really know that's his uncle?
Hey, look. Hold on.
Sonia Massey.
He protests against police brutality and pushes for states to consider a version of the Medical Civil Rights Act, a law passed in Connecticut last year.
That mandates medical attention for anybody that's in distress, whether it's mental distress, whether it's physical distress.
I heard somebody outside.
Last month, Sonia Massey called 911 for help in Springfield. A Sangamon County Sheriff's deputy with a history of disciplinary issues shot her in the face.
That sounds like a time bomb waiting to happen. And obviously, it exploded.
Former Deputy Sean Grayson is charged with murder.
That should have been a mental health assistance. That shouldn't have been a murder case.
Say his name.
George Floyd.
Say his name.
George Floyd. I could not be at Frank Tyson's funeral last week. I could not be at Tyrese Nichols' funeral.
Someday soon, he expects to be on the road, off to another rally.
Every time it happens, I'm going to be here to put my 2 cents worth in, because this is what I fight for.
Jones says he wants to see policing improved, starting with the hiring process. He also thinks police officers should have more frequent mental health evaluations. In the
All right. Go ahead and talk about that. I look at it like, I mean, you travel on the country. Where the legislation at? I mean, hey, man, it is what it is. I mean, what the legislation, bro? I mean, I ain't seen none, so it is what it is, man. Motorcycle rides and marching ain't gonna get it done, brother. I mean, Frank, you hear me?
Yeah, my thing is, man, a lot of symbolism. Symbolism. No real justice, no reform, no policy.
It had to be racism.
No nothing. My thing is, when you're doing something like that, call for something, request for something, demand something.
He said he want police to have mental health evaluation.
What evaluation?
Mental health evaluation. That's what he want police to do.
It shouldn't stop there, though. It shouldn't stop there.
Yeah, she should have hollered for her life.
It shouldn't stop there, though. It should be something more than that. It should be some kind of reform, and then they should I don't understand why nobody really wants to try to challenge getting rid of qualified immunity. That shit needs to go. It should be to where you can sue the motherfucking cop. You can sue a regular citizen. Why is it? And the thing is, I just think it seems like it's harsher. It's like the law is harsher on judges and attorneys and people like that than police. Why is that? The judge is the judge is the last thing. You got the attorney, the prosecution, and the judge. Why is the judge? Why they get? You know what I'm saying? They all get qualified immunity, but why? When a judge does something, when a judge does something, then it's more consequences to that. It's more harsh. It's more strict. When a cop does something, then they want to. Everybody wants to lie and come to the aid of the cop. Why is that? I thought the judge had a certain amount of power too, right? What does that tell you?
You're right.
I mean, they all have all three, right? A judge, a lawyer, and a police cop all have qualified immunity. They all have that. It ain't just the police. But why is it? Why all these? See, that's why I don't mess with these white conservatives. I'm sorry. That's why I don't mess with them, because that's where they lead me. They stupid. They're not intelligent like that, because a real, you know what I'm saying, somebody that's, it don't matter what your and they want to talk about identity politics with us, but what does your political party have to do with your thought process, with your that lets you know they brainwashed too. I might be a conservative or have some conservative thinking, but I'm still an intelligent dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be dumb to conservative policy, and just because somebody, is Republican or conservative, I got to back them. That shit is stupid. It's really stupid, man. But it's a lot of brainwashing, man. The media has a lot to do with this shit. Keep it real with you. The media is at fault. You see what I'm saying? Besides the politician, but any qualified immunity, you got to get that out of there. They ain't gonna do that though. And look, Biden, none of them are for it. Biden's not for it. Trump's not for it. And remember, Biden and them, they gave police qualified immunity too. They gave police more protection, and they gave them a certain amount of money out of that COVID money, relief money. Remember, you got to remember. You see what I'm saying? Does that make sense? And you got these people going Google Gaga, going crazy over Joe Biden. This dude is just the same as Trump. Oh, Trump wants to do, and I said it too, but I'm thinking, damn, it don't make no sense how I said that when there's already qualified immunity. There's already qualified immunity. They already have that. So my thing is, what's the significance of Trump? And the thing is, look, some of these Democratic states might not even go by that if Trump does push something like that. But then, no, let me shut up. It's the police. They will go by. It's the police I'm talking about. It ain't social programs. It's police. My bad.
Well,
makes sense. But they should be pushing for more than just that. Oh, mental evaluation. They already have that, man. They already have that. That's why they scored it. If you look at the movie Deep Cover, he said, most cops score. He said a lot of cops score like criminals. He told him that his evaluation was like a criminal. And we Deep Cover. Have you ever recognized that? These movies are more than they think when you think. It's not just entertainment, man. These movies tell you a lot. It's the subliminals. It's almost like they tell you the truth in the movies, so they can avoid the karma, and so they can, stay. Oh, we still told them, we warned them.
You got a point there, Shaq. What do you think? Shaq. That's all right. I'm going to get to the usual suspects.
National civil rights figures have joined the calls for justice for Sonia Massey.
Yeah, she's shot and killed in her home by a sheriff's deputy earlier this month near Springfield. And WGN's Dana Repick is joining us live from New Mount Pilgrim Church, where a rally is getting underway right now. Dana?
Yes, just a bit ago, there was more of a press conference that took place inside the church, and now a rally inside as well is underway. Members of Sonia Massey's family spoke a bit earlier, including one of her children, as well as her mother and her uncle. Reverend Al Sharpton and also civil rights attorney Ben Crump are inside supporting this family after this fatal police-involved shooting that happened earlier this month downstate. This took place in the early morning hours of July 6th in Springfield. Sonia Massey had called 911 from her apartment for help. The 36-year-old reporting a suspected prowler outside. Sangamon County Deputy Sean Grayson and his partner responded to the call. Body cam video shows the officers entering her apartment asking for her ID. Then Deputy Grayson asked her to take a pot of hot water off the stove and set it down. Massey did so, then ducked, apologizing. Seconds before Grayson then fires 3 rounds at her, hitting her in the face. Illinois State Police investigated, and then in the days that followed, the Sangamon County State's attorney charged Deputy Grayson with first-degree murder, aggravated battery with a firearm, and official misconduct. He has also been fired from the sheriff's office. Inside, a short time ago, we heard from the father of Sonia Massey's 15-year-old daughter, as well as her 17-year-old son.
I showed up at the scene first. Her mom called me. I don't know how I drove there, but I drove there and made it there. And there's so much of a cover-up from when one law enforcement agency lied to the next agency to tell them that she did this to herself.
My mother, she's everything to me. I love her, like, with my whole heart. Like, I can't believe none of this is going on right now. But she means everything to me.
But how come no tears? Why is none of them crying?
Family members said today that they learned Massey was shot and killed by a police officer from the media the following day. Attorney Ben Crump and others here also discussing a recent police union grievance filed on behalf of Deputy Grayson. The Illinois FOP Labor Council, though, now saying it will no longer pursue reinstatement of Grayson. Crump acknowledging that development inside just a short time ago. He also expressed concerns over Grayson's employment record, working at 6 different police departments in a span of 4 years, calling for Illinois lawmakers to pass a law in Sonia Massey's name that would prevent law enforcement officers with serious infractions from moving to new jurisdictions. We do know as well, Sangamon County Sheriff Jack Campbell has not agreed with calls for him to resign. We'll have much more on the rally that is now taking place inside this church later tonight on our news at 9. Live in Garfield Park, Dana Rebick, WGN News.
All right, Dana, thank you.
Okay, well, what was the justice?
With TD Complete Checking, Gina's ready to live her best life. Finding a job she loves.
You said what was the justice?
You said what was the justice at?
What are they talking about? And then the thing is, look. How do you file a grievance when you get arrested? He got arrested supposedly, right? So what did that have to do with the police department? When you file a grievance, so he was supposed to obviously file a grievance against your company, your employee, which is the police department. So Illinois Police Department, Springfield Police Department, right? Well, that don't make no sense. If he got arrested, then what does that have to do with the police department? If he got arrested, does that make sense?
No, it doesn't.
How does that? So I don't get, why would you file the grievance if he got found? If he got found on 3 murder charges, I don't get that. What is the police? That doesn't make, something don't sound right. I don't know. That's not how it works. How do you file a grievance and you get arrested? So my thing is, what agency arrested him? Did the Springfield Police Department, the same police department that he worked at, did they arrest him? Are they filing a grievance on behalf on that?
Well, what?
But see, the thing is, I thought the law would supersede any kind of union debt. Is that any kind of union dispute? Does that make sense? Wouldn't the law supersede that? So the law, whatever in that county in Illinois, he got found. I mean, he got tried in that law. They say they charge him in that law. I mean, in Illinois law, they was able to charge him with 3 counts of murder. So what does the union have? Where do they step in? There's something don't sound right. Something doesn't sound kind of right. Doesn't make sense. Why would they do? Why would that? They just put that in there in the story. Does that make sense? What I'm saying?
No, it don't make sense. All right. Well, let me play this last one. Yeah, let me play the last one. Just want you to see this before I go.
Yeah, why did
historically black colleges and universities got a huge financial boost thanks to Bloomberg Philanthropies.
Yeah, this is big. The organization donating $600 million to several universities, including Morehouse School of Medicine here in Atlanta. That's where we find Love No Lives' Bobeth Yates. Bobeth, as I said, this is big money here. What's the reaction to this announcement?
Well, Jonathan and Jennifer, naturally, both students and staff are excited about the donation. And while top school officials are in New York right now for the announcement, they took time out to talk about how this money will help.
We get to double our endowment in one day. That's a big deal.
Morehouse School of Medicine's president and CEO, Dr. Valerie Montgomery Rice, was all smiles Tuesday after receiving word that the college was among 5 schools to receive $175 million as part of a $605 million donation from Bloomberg Philanthropies.
We'll use those resources for scholarships for our students and for innovative programs to help increase the success of these students and also faculty recruitment.
According to Montgomery Rice, the donation will also allow for faculty development and even pay down some student loans, a move that has students celebrating.
Wow, that's a lot of money for a school that we just got here. But I thought it was just great that our university president could, even score something like that. Like that could do a lot of things for us.
And student body president Kiana Murray says that something is allowing students to focus on school and not their finances.
Anything that can take away the burden of financial debt to students, it makes all the difference to us. It really does. It allows us to focus on our studies. It allows us to really key into what's important.
Sentiments echoed by other students.
I'm happy that I have the opportunity to be here and become a Black doctor and provide back for my community. And the money is something that could help us.
Would you answer one question to help Donald Trump? Well, we're doing a 100% anonymous online.
Tonight, a multi-million-dollar donation to improve health care across the metro. Former New York mayor and presidential candidate Mike Bloomberg just gifted Morehouse School of Medicine $175 million.
It's impressive. And the goal here is to graduate more Black doctors. Atlanta News first reporter Patrick Quinn is live from Morehouse School of Medicine tonight. So, Patrick, where exactly will this money go?
$175 million coming here to the Morehouse School of Medicine. I was able to talk with the president of the School of Medicine today. She told me it's going to enhance classrooms, it's going to support faculty, and it's going to try and shrink some of the debt that so many future doctors leave here with. The big goal is to get Black doctors out of the classroom and into the community. A shortage of Black doctors across the metro just got a major shot in the arm. $175 million. When was the last time Morehouse School of Medicine ever received a donation that size?
How about never?
I called up Morehouse School of Medicine president, Dr. Valerie Montgomery Rice. She's in New York, there with Mike Bloomberg, when he and Bloomberg Philanthropies donated more than $600 million to 4 historically Black medical schools, including Morehouse.
It was hooping, hollering, the room was filled. It was electric.
We took the news to campus.
It was just, wow, that's a lot of money.
Big excitement because some of these donated funds will cut into the cost of education.
It's a huge burden. So just to hear that this is an opportunity, it's a huge weight lifted off our shoulders.
Dr. Montgomery Rice told me this past year, nearly 20% of their graduates were at least $250,000 in debt when they left Morehouse. But that's actually down from 43% back in 2020.
The fact that they did not have that debt gave them much more freedom to think about really going into primary care and going and practicing in underserved communities.
Less debt means more choice on what type of medicine students can practice, with the chief goal of getting more Black doctors into communities to help offset healthcare inequities. According to the Association of American Medical Colleges, African Americans make up 13% of the U.S. population, but just 6% of practicing doctors are Black. A huge donation, plus students like Paul looking to change that.
It really is important to have Black doctors in Black communities, especially because there's a lot of doctor shortages in the communities as well.
With Morehouse School of Medicine, Bloomberg Philanthropies, they also did 3 other historically Black medical schools, and $5 million is going to New Orleans to help prop up their first Black medical school. Hear from.
This is. Damn. Ain't that some shit?
Nah, she want them
giving out money, Andy. Giving out money like I don't know what. What is the favor in return for the money? Do what I tell you to do, goddammit. That's the favor. Hey, Frank. What's the favor?
Yeah, that, so how much fun? That's Bloomberg, right? How much fun is it? Damn. So you gotta, anytime white people donate money, you gotta do something for it. You know what I'm saying? It makes sense. You gotta do something for that shit. It's not free, man. Why we always taking white people's money, man? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so
you gotta eat too.
Instead of us putting our money together, why do we always do that? You know what I mean?
I'm sure.
Oh shit! Franklin Zula made a point. Zula, no more protests in the war. That could be a point.
Ooh.
We give you the money. We give you the money. You can't protest the war.
What you think about these troops in going to Iran, man, or going to Israel? Where the fuck they going? What you think about that?
Great man. When Benjamin Netanyahu came over, he gave them the orders. Yep. When he came to Congress. This is my last one right here, since you were talking about the clown shows.
Western Mass News. Vice President Kamala Harris may have had a lot of supporters greet her when she landed in Western Mass Saturday, but her biggest fan may have been the local girl who can't cast her vote quite yet. Welcome, everyone, to Western Mass News at 6 on this Monday. I'm Chris Pisano.
And I'm Abby Carnevale. Western Mass News reporter Wesley Days is live in studio with more details on his conversation with one inspiring young lady. Wesley, she wrote quite the letter to the vice president.
She sure did, Abby. And Chris, get ready for the story. It's going to be the best one of the hour. You're about to see the young writing pro left quite the impression on the presidential hopeful, and that impact
LGBT plus
may
up on that.
transfer across the screen and right into your home. Take a look.
Yeah, I see it.
Dear VP Kamala Harris, I first want to thank you for taking the time to meet me and my Girls Inc. peers. I feel so excited to meet you.
Amaris Ortiz is a 9-year-old girl with a vice presidential stamp of approval.
BS Girls Rule.
The soon-to-be fourth grader spent Saturday afternoon basking in the sun at Westfield Barnes Regional Airport and left with Vice President Kamala Harris's warmth after she presented the presumptive Democratic presidential nominee with a letter of admiration before the Veep made her way to a private fundraiser in Pittsfield.
That was a very, very great experience to meet the vice president and to see her was very exciting, and I was very proud of myself and her.
Walking away from that, how did it make you feel?
It made me feel like wow, I just met Kamala Harris. It was like a very I don't know how to explain that feeling. Like shocked, like I just did that.
The young member of Girls Inc. in the Valley, who enjoys math class and English language arts lessons, of course, no shock there, spent hours drafting exactly what to say, but her thoughts came together in the midnight hour.
There was at least 10 retries, had piles of ones that I like every time I took my time on one, it would be messed up. On the last one, I went through it because I was tired and it was midnight. And I went through it really, really fast. And I'm like, wow, I did that and I rushed it.
Ortiz tells us she hopes the finished product goes on to inspire countless young people just like her to shine just as bright in a world that often feels dark.
Make a change in the world, and you could be more confident.
The confidence that she talks about may even lead to her name being on a ballot in the next decade or two.
She inspired me to do that probably in my future.
Would you feel like you could be president one day?
Probably one day.
I feel like you're going to be president one day.
He'll be president one day, my friends. Best hug in the world.
Yeah, they might be grooming her to be something. They might be grooming her to be something one day. I don't know who she is, but
No. That's a good point.
Sound kind of funny. Just sounds crazy. But that's all right. I mean, like I said, I'm not, I just laughing at it. Just sit back. Well, AKAs, Kamala didn't pick you. She picked another guy, white guy, matter of fact. So lost again.
Why would she want to pick somebody? I mean, see, that's what I'm saying. I told my uncle, she would not pick nobody black. I think people thought that. I don't know why, but she didn't pick nobody black for her husband. What makes you think she gonna pick somebody black for a BVP?
Hey, Frank. I hit the ultimate touche on somebody, Frank.
What happened?
Shoot, I said, look. I said, with all due respect to y'all women, I do sometimes agree with y'all when you see these brothers going to the NFL or NBA and coming back with a Becky, if that's what you want to call it, right? However, if we're going to be fair about this thing, y'all claim Kamala Harris is one of us, but Kendrick Lamar say they not like us.
Right.
So you want to be fair, why is she not getting the same treatment?
Ooh.
I'm asking. Let's be fair about this thing now. You say she one of us, so you're not criticizing her for who she with, but I'll come down on the brothers all the time. And I'm not even for it myself too much, but hey, it is what it is. But I know that they're not criticizing her.
I know, huh?
And it's not even I criticize because of it's like they already told you in the Browning of America what they were trying to do. So they want this biracial thing going on, ambiguous or whatever the hell that thing is. But what I'm saying is you can't say nothing about the men if she get to be married to a Jewish guy.
Ooh.
Or as Irritated Gina said, a Hindu whore married to a Jewish pimp.
Damn. Right.
But whatever the case may be, like I said, I wouldn't be on long. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, next 3 days, matter of fact.
Oh shit. I
don't know what's going on. Maybe I may not. Who knows? I don't know. Whatever. Supposed to get a hurricane called Hurricane Debbie, and they somehow we got a hurricane that's supposed to come across 11 states.
Damn. How the fuck is that possible? And the thing is, why they be naming these hurricanes? That's kind of weird, huh?
Operation Popeye, brother.
Yeah. And what's the other one too? You know what I'm saying? Definitely. What's his name? Popeye. What's the other one? Heart like a motherfucker, man. Because that's weird. How 11 states? That's a lot. And 11. Notice the number 11.
Mm-hmm. I know. I noticed it, brother. Yeah, it's gonna be 11 times. It's gonna be 11 times 3 next week. And they say 33 states got hit by Hurricane Debbie.
Right.
Nah, I probably won't get that much, but it's supposed to be coming all the way from Florida, North Carolina, Georgia, South Carolina, and then it might go further than that. So we'll see. But with that being said, shout out to information, brother.
All right, man. Well, shit. Salute, man. You feel what I'm saying? You can check me out at XX Frank Nitty XX on YouTube, XX Frank Nitty XX on Instagram, and Frank Jones 8115 on Instagram too. Holla at me, you know what I mean?
Hey, Shaq. Shout out to information, brother. If you're still there. If not, you can get him at Shaq Wild on YouTube. Shaq Edwards Facebook, Shaq Edwards Facebook, Shaq Edwards Instagram. Like I said, people better watch your money. Like I played the video trying to do bail-ins. People better pay attention to what's going on. We're in for a wild ride the next 3 months. Election is in 89 days. And Jamie Raskin in Maryland already said that even if Trump wins, and I can certify the votes and to prepare for civil war conditions. So I'm gonna cover that next time.
So Tim Walz, that motherfucker dude, he's really pro border too, man. She picked him or they picked him, whoever the fuck he got picked for.
They got it so illegal immigrants can get driver's license. Well, you know the deal.
Yep, in the state, Minnesota. Yep, that's what he made it. He made it legal in the state.
Hey, Gavin Newsom will do it there in California too. Don't get me
wrong.
But yeah, man, hey, just enjoy the show and don't get sucked in. Stay on the outskirts. Take your time, brother.
All right, salute, peace, man.
Yes, sir.